Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kern Scott. Today we're going to be learning to make those reggaeton drum pattern. We're going to do a basic pattern today for you guys. It's going to be a very quick video so you could get in those doors and start making reggaeton. Alright, now this video is not door specific, but I am using Studio One. Whatever door you're using, you're just going to translate this idea into your door, right? For Studio One users or any other users, you want to get your drum machine, create about 4 bars and loop it. All right, I'm going to be using the pattern mode in Studio One, which means I'm going to be using these here to map out the idea, right? Next, I want to add some samples to my drum machine. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to be using a snare. And next, I'm going to be using a kick, right? Now, this isn't part of the tutorial, but I'm just lowering the volume so this isn't slamming out your ears, right? Alright, cool. Alright guys, so let's get to making our pattern, right? I'm gonna disconnect this from here. So we're going to be creating 2 things today, right? I'm going to be creating the pattern, and then I'm going to be creating a break variation, right? So that when it's time to either go into a verse or a chorus, we have something different to listen out for, and it may guide our ears. Now, this is optional, so you don't necessarily need to have it in the beat, but you can use it or create your own variation. I'm just giving you an idea here, right? So firstly, our beat is going to be a 4 on the full hour version. There are different versions of reggaeton, right? So that's going to sound like this. Next, always be mindful of your BPM, right? If you're creating a like super fast dance song, you may want to go faster, and if you want to create a more slower vibe song, then you may want to go slower, right? Now, these things are optional as to where you want it to go. Sometimes it's good to decide before, so you're not time stretching things in a very weird way, right? Cool. Now, next for this, we are going to do 1E and R. We're going to use the R of 1. We are going to use the and of 2 back to the R of 1 and then the and of 2, right? And this here is our first basic drum pattern for reggaeton. Now, a lot of other genres use this pattern, like sometimes Afrobeat may have a similar taste, and also soca may also use this pattern, right? So this is our first pattern. We're gonna call this P. We're gonna do P1 for our first pattern, and next we're gonna create our transition pattern. Now, this pattern again is optional, guys. We're gonna use our same snare pattern, which is 1E and R, and of 2, R of 3, and the and of 4, right? And for this one, we're gonna kind of play with the drums a little bit. Alright, we're gonna use 1, and then we're going to create a little bounce. We're gonna create a 3 and a 4. So this is gonna sound like this. Right, we'll play with the velocity so it kind of builds in. Right, nice. So when we come to our timeline now, we want to separate the bars. Right, so basically as we bounce and we finish our quarter bar, or whichever is your last bar, you want to switch, you want to leave that with your transition pattern, right? And basically the rest will be using the main or the basic pattern, right? Let me just change the name for here. This is going to be pattern 2. Cool. Right, and then we'll leave here on pattern 2. So everybody else is using pattern 1. You could also group this. Now most of these doors work the same, guys, so you don't have to feel left out. You could just basically, or if you don't know much about your door, then you could just basically rest it on the timeline with the same timing, right? So let's hear how our pattern now sounds. Actually, I don't want it to transition here, so we'll do this, right? So let's hear our pattern again. And there you have it, guys. Your first reggaeton pattern. You could build, you could change, you could modify, you could switch it up as much as you like, but this is like the foundation of where the pattern begins, and you could begin to modify and change up stuff based upon your liking as a producer. Alright guys, if you like this video and it was helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'm Colonel Scott for Impressive Media Solutions, and we're out.